ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Oh man, woo! We're back. We're back in action. Yes, yes. Kicking ass and taking names, baby. We are the retail and Chris with the win, Lambo. Oh, I always look forward to that comment. Win Lambo. I mean, honestly, it looks like pretty damn soon. Some people probably already made a Lambo, depending on what they put in. And when they got in. So we'll see. Hopefully sooner rather than later. Futures are slightly green. Oil down another 1.5%. Ukraine suspends evacuations amid safety fears. Russia, Ukraine prepare for face-to-face talks. Yeah, when exactly are those talks? That's going to be important for the markets. Face-to-face talks between Ukraine and Russia are set to continue this week, with delegations from both countries traveling to Turkey today. So was that today? Ukrainians claim to retake ground ahead of latest talks. Well, yeah, I mean... Biden says his moral outrage at Putin does not signal a U.S. policy shift. Okay, who is proud of Biden today? If you guys... This is the first time you'll ever hear me say that. The way that he handled the Russian statement was actually like a G. I mean, this guy said, no, I don't regret it. I think people like that shouldn't run countries. I'm like, you tell him, Biden. You fucking tell him. Fuckers. It was funny. Oh my God, showing love already. Edward Morgan win American V-twin. Ooh. Woo. The Hemi fucking cranking it up. Yeah, that's going to be nice. Honestly, I don't drive anything crazy. Like, I have a 2008 Grand Prix. It's clean, but it's not like a fancy car. And then I have a minivan, to go on like road trips and stuff with. So I keep it pretty casual. I don't like to, show off or anything. And I guess it's not even like that. But when this motherfucking squeeze happens, I'm sure. I'm definitely gonna get something nice. Biden wanted all the smoke. Yeah, for once I was like, I'm at least glad that he didn't rebuke the whole statement. Like, he said, yeah, I was speaking from emotions, basically, but he said, yeah, like, I don't regret what I said, and I'm not going to apologize for it. I'm like, fucking right. That's the most American thing I ever heard in my life. It was good. It was good. But yeah, you guys are showing up to play today. 3K option profit. Holder of the shares in the house. Cheese chaser, baby. Yeah, Eric Cuddle. God the Heavenly Father. M-Con. Dan the Man. Azen Rida. Let's go. Woo. It's like, give him credit for nothing. I usually don't, because I just don't like the weak stance on the world, Really, when it comes down to it, if you're not super lenient on crime, if you treat things fairly as far as crime's concerned, as you guys know, my brother was killed, so I don't like weakness on crime. I think the only way to keep crime away, and that not to take over society in the next 50-100 years, is to be tougher on crime. In that sense, if you're good on that, and you are, not really preventing capitalism, if you let there be a free market and you keep us out of wars and you stick up for American beliefs, you're fine in my book. A lot of that has not really been happening. So, I don't care for a lot of the policies. Like, fucking, imagine if Americans got on that damn podium, what they would say to Russia. That's the way that I look at it. Continuation or pullback tomorrow. I salute Tyler. Well, I salute you too. Thank you. 13K on options today. That's solid. Just make sure you get your initial investment back and you're good to go. I mean, we pretty much called this out on the Sunday live stream. It's the same formation that we seen in January, and it's happening again, pretty much the same way. But I do think there will be a continuation, and really why I think that is because you're really seeing a lot of institutional investors that are taking advantage of this. Like we talked about on the video earlier, I'm not sure who exactly seen that or not. You're really seeing a lot of the volume and the activity with options that were just out of the money, and a majority of that volume picked up throughout the whole entire day. So you're still seeing a heavy amount of open interest on these strikes that are already in the money, but the volume on these are insane. Let's go ahead and refresh this. I don't know if it's going to give us something different. Yeah. So it just added thousands to all of this. So look at the volume numbers you're seeing. 24,000, 15,000, 25,000, 12,000, 87,000, 25,000, 51,000, 16,000, 25,000, 9,000, 25,000, 14,000, 95,000. Retail investors don't have that kind of money. Let's be honest here. They don't have hundreds of millions of dollars, or this is likely in the billions of dollars, tens of billions of dollars for all of this option activity, right? So you're seeing a lot of institutional investors that are trading these options, that are buying the weekly options. This is for April 1st, my birthday as well. So hopefully, I mean, if we get the birthday MOASS, let's go, baby. That'll be great. I was jacked up all day today, to be honest with you guys. But yeah, you're seeing a lot of that weekly option activity. So even when we look and we talk about a potential gamma squeeze on those Sunday night videos, it's relevant, but it's not as relevant as what happens on a week-to-week basis. If you see a lot of those weekly options going through, that's where you see the most continuation effect. Because think about it like this. Think about if you bought a $30 AMC call 3 months ago for $500, right? Or whatever the price was, 500, 1,000. We'll use 500. Then your break even is $35. So if you were a market maker that sold that option, you technically don't have to hedge out until AMC is $35, because you have to factor in that $500 break even on the premiums, right? So $35 would be your break even. Well, if you're YOLOing into these weekly options at $30, and I say YOLO, but this is hedge fund money, institutional money, big time players here, then if you bought that same contract at $50 or $200 earlier today, your break even is a lot sooner. So you have to see that hedging happen a lot faster, if that makes sense. So a lot of that in the money option activity was going on for the weekly. So I do think you will see that continuation, especially if the markets are green tomorrow, which it looks like the markets are green. These talks are actually looking like they're getting better. We had that weird headline today about poisoning Roman, whatever his name is. He owns that soccer team in the UK. Is that from the Russian side? Oh, interesting. Yeah, that guy was poisoned like 2 weeks ago, and that news just came out today. And then they kind of came out and said, "Yeah, this is old. You know, we're fine. Nobody's dying." And then at the same time, the talks. There was some news about. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. Essentially saying that Ukraine would agree to neutrality, and also that Russia doesn't need to see that denazification of Ukraine. So implying that leadership could remain in their leadership positions, that they're not really trying to take all of Ukraine, which, to be honest, Russia can't take all of Ukraine unless they just carpet bomb the whole country. There's no way to take Ukraine with the kind of fighting they're seeing. They simply don't have the manpower to do that. But that's really a side note there. Really impressed with what Ukraine is doing, to be quite honest with you guys. I hope America would do the same shit, and I think we would, so that's cool. But yeah, you're seeing positives on that aspect, and that's going to be good for the market. So if this does get resolved sooner rather than later, and I still think you're probably at least a couple weeks away from the fighting ending, then that's, I mean, going to be really good. And I'm worried about the markets where we currently sit, but if it comes to I can't be as bearish on the markets. I'm really bearish on the markets right now. I think there's no reason to almost be approaching all-time highs in the broad markets. You know, fear catalyst going away, it could be really good. And that will also help AMC stock. So you're definitely seeing some good things, a reason for a continuation. At the same time, you've seen a lot of the older meme stocks, if that makes sense, like BBBY, BlackBerry, what's the one? Newegg rallied hard today. So a lot of things that are starting to take off. Not everything, but a lot of things. Like 43% on Newegg. BBBY. That was a solid runner. 16.5%. Like these rallies, I mean, they're really only starting for a lot of these stocks again. Like they're not even at their highest levels they have been, as far as BBBY and some of these other ones. So you could definitely see a lot more gas, in my personal opinion. AMC to 275. That would be solid. Free 99. Smash the like button for Tyler's free golden nuggets. Yeah, we got a bunch of golden nuggets. Handing out golden nuggets, baby. Exercise calls in the money. Yeah, see, that helps too. Yeah. And just the retail investor holding things together for so long. Like I don't have to question us after what we've seen. For an example here, any other stock that did this would have came straight back down. We actually held up these ranges for a very long time because people were buying and holding. So I don't think anything changed now when, you know, the stock's up 44% in a day. And we're still not even back to our 3-month levels. We're still down about 5% in the past 3 months. So, you know, it's not really at that level where it's like we're approaching all-time highs. It's not really a reason to sell. If anything, there's a reason to even buy more. As AMC talks about investing in new businesses, that's going to be a bullish catalyst every single time unless they make a really bad judgment call and like put $1 billion into a business. That would be a negative, right? Because they need money. But they're not going to do that. They showed that. They put $27 million in and helped cause this and actually made a lot of money. If they cash out at HYMC right now, they're going to make 20x what they would have by paying off their debt for a full year. You know, so it's good. Am I gonna get demonetized?
Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right? that was a nice one. Okay. I'm out here. Uh-oh, Richard. Wow.
Ah.
Adam Aaron.
Just smacked the shit out of it. Wow, dude. It was a G.I. Jane jump.
AMC.
I'm going to, okay? Okay.
Who thinks it was real? Who thinks it was real? Win horse. I mean, if the gas prices keep going up like this, then pretty soon. How many calls were bought today? Hard to know the exact numbers, but the volume are added all up. It's well in the millions. Well in the millions. And that was only looking at things that were pretty close to the money. Surprisingly, yeah, like I said, I didn't even look further down the chain for this weekly, but oh yeah, I was looking at open interest. That's 21,000 for open interest at the $40 strike. At the $40 strike for volume, that's about 99,000. And a lot, just all of these have a lot of volume on them, especially at the 30 as well. 94,000 for volume. Lots of activity. Really above about $16, you start to see a lot of volume. It's kind of sporadic. Once you get above 20, that's where you're seeing tens of thousands on most strikes. So it's good. It's good. But these ones that are in the money as well for open interest, they do a lot of damage as far as pushing the stock price up higher, because like I said, the break even on those is super close. So basically as soon as they're bought, especially with the moves that we were seeing today, like I went over in the last live streams and in the video today, your break even's like 0.5%. So if the stock moves up, which it does, like AMC was moving 0.5% every 10 seconds today, then you see a lot of instant hedging that has to happen. So you're not really seeing any indication of shorts covering. And we won't really know what happened fully today for the next 2 days, but you're not seeing the estimate go down. You're not seeing return shares higher than borrowed shares again today. You're still not seeing that. And just with the option activity, it doesn't suggest to me shorts are covering. Sheesh. Retail investors' lives matter. Yes. I'm up 15K today. Oh, there you go. There you go. I'm happy when I see that. I mean, I hope everybody makes a lot of money. It says fake. Everybody says fake. Share sale was 700 million. Any thoughts? I mean, you're still seeing a lot of shorting that happens on all of these rallies. They're taking advantage of the rally to short the stock 100%. But given the state of the markets, if we continue higher, you're probably going to see a lot of hedging out at the very least beforehand. So like an institutional investor, like it's a little bit different in your brokerage account, but like an institutional investor could try to make this simple. Say they shorted 100 shares, which they short tens of thousands, if not millions of shares if they want to, but they short 100 shares. Well, to hedge out that position, they could also buy 100 shares separately from that short position. So they shorted 100 shares, bought 100 shares, but they didn't cover on that short position. They're hedging out that short position, right? So inevitably, if it goes against them, they'll lose money on the short, make money on the long. They would eventually, right, sell out the long whenever they felt like it. And then how a normal short squeeze goes, it goes up, it comes straight back down. That's what institutional investors are probably assuming is going to happen here. As we know, that's not how AMC tends to roll. But nonetheless, they could play it like that, make money on one side, wait for the other side to make money, and they can do different strategies like that me and you really can't in a single brokerage, because one, they have many different accounts, but they don't really make trades like this, like we do. Like a lot of the times they call up brokers or have their own separate platforms and straight wire things. Like to the dark pool, they're not trading on Robinhood or TD Ameritrade. That's not what they're doing. So there's a lot of that going on, especially when a stock can squeeze so high like AMC. They're definitely going to be hedging out at the same time. So even though they're, shorting stock, they're likely buying stock as well, waiting for the top, sell that stock out they bought, wait for the stock price to come down, and then sell out of that short position that they also have. That's what I would imagine. That's what I would probably do if I was in a hedge fund situation betting against the apes. That's kind of how I would protect myself. So I would imagine that's what they're doing too. Does this rally count as our post-earnings rally? I feel like earnings were not long ago. Yeah, I would consider so. I mean, I counted this as a post-earnings rally. You know, so yeah, I would have to count this. You know, and earnings being so good, it helps support everything. If there wasn't a business behind AMC, you wouldn't see the stock holding so much value at any given time. Like, we went to 72 from $8. We've never come back down to $8. It's because the fundamental business has been improving. And like, there's a worst case scenario instead of a lot of other stocks. Like, your worst case scenario is a penny stock a lot of the times. And this is even after we have seen multiple compression. So essentially what you've seen across the broad markets is, back a year ago, markets were willing to pay much more for stocks. And what that really means is like a price to sales or price to earnings metric. So if the markets were willing to pay a 30 price to earnings ratio for growth stocks, or something like a recovery stock like AMC, that's a very healthy amount. I mean, that's pretty good. That means if you made $100 million of net earnings profit to the bottom line, your share price would be 30 times higher than that. So that's pretty good. It can go higher than that depending on, you know, what sector you're in. But right now it's really come down a lot. So I think the average PE of the S&P 500, which incorporates a lot of different industries that are some valued higher, some valued lower, but I believe it's in between around 15 to 17 still right now. And, you know, it's come down. The average PE back a year ago was in the low 20s. So you're seeing this compression multiple at the same time. AMC has held up this well. You know, I think it even looks pretty attractive at 29 on a risk to reward basis. Tyler, love you, bro. I love you, bro. I love all you guys. I hope you guys all just make a fat bag. I don't care if it's now or later. I know you guys will if you stick around, stick in the markets. And obviously you have, so. I mean, don't you guys realize that let me get a little philosophical on you guys. Like, don't you realize that no matter what age you are, no matter where you are in life, no matter how much money you're playing with, you are interested in something. I see the same names in here almost every single day. Who else do you know that is like you, that is interested in financial education? That's what it is. You have to learn this shit to make money in it. You're ignorant if you think you're not going to know anything and make a shit ton of money in the stock market. It's never going to happen, right? And you guys are fucking dedicated in here. You remind me, a lot of you guys that are newer in this, remind me of myself as a 18-year-old kid finally learning about the stock market. Like, I had no idea what the stock market actually was. Surprisingly or not, they didn't teach it in high school. Never knew anybody in my family, nobody I knew had ever bought a single stock. And it's like, you find, you know, the potential there and you stick with it and you will do very, very well. So you guys are blessed in that aspect. I don't know anybody else that actively tries to learn financial education or stocks or anything like real estate, all of that stuff. I will always encourage that. Long-term investing, swing trading, I don't know what you guys want to call this, you know. I haven't found a terminology properly to describe it. Aping, I don't know. But yeah, all of that stuff has its role in your overall financial journey. Like, I love doing the risky shit. I like today bought 5 AMC options that expire this Friday. I believe for the $35 strike, but I put in a stop loss, so my max loss was $20. You know, and I never got stopped out, and it just kept going. I think it's it's up like 150% or something. You know, there's a time and place for all that risky stuff, as well as long-term investing, real estate, and all that. But the only barrier is people are unwilling to learn. And that's the worst thing ever. I see so many people that want to get rich, want to make money, but won't put in the time to learn. And you guys fucking put in the time to learn. I started at 61 years old. See? There you go. And see, it's actually incredible too. I watched this video from Warren Buffett. It had to have been in the early 2000s, like 2005 maybe. A while back, like 10, 15 years back. Somebody asked him, what would you do if you were starting out with not that much money again? He said, I would do the exact same thing. But he said it was different back then because not as many people were investing in the stock market, so there was a lot more deals everywhere. You could get stocks for a relatively low valuation. Like if you, where's my damn book? I got my book around here. It might be in my car actually. If you read The Intelligent Investor by Benjamin Graham, that book was written quite a while ago. There's been different revisions of it. Really good book, but they talk about super low PE ratios and all that. It's not really like that. So there's not as many deals in the stock market now. But he was saying that if you put in the time and the work, there is deals out there. But it's different now that he would take his money and invest it in high quality, not cheap stocks, but low market cap stocks. And I'm like, wow, that's kind of what we do. I mean, not everything is quality. Granted, I will say that a lot of stuff people pump is dog shit, but there is some quality stuff that just takes a little bit of looking into that can do well. Short squeeze or not, short-term rally or not. There is good companies out there that are couple $100 million market cap that can make you a lot of money. He was saying, kind of what a lot of retail does, searching out for those stocks that hold a lot of potential. So it's different, but it's definitely not impossible. And that's what I like to do. I mean, is whenever I got time and I'm not making videos, not doing real estate stuff or rental properties or just that's all I do is work every single day. When I'm not doing that, I research into new stocks and try to look into like what's overlooked in the markets. That can be really, really effective use of your time, actually. I can remember back when I was a kid, my dad invested in G stock and he had paper shares. Yeah. Man. That was wild. Obviously I wasn't there to witness that, but I've watched a lot of older films on that. I just love this. I just love what I do. I love being able to take your own destiny into your hands, no matter what education you have, no matter what background you have. None of that. You can take your destiny into your own future and you can create a strategy around it. Or like I have multiple strategies around it. I'm mostly a long-term investor. Like mostly I have stocks that I'll hold on to for 10, 15, 20 years. Like no plans on selling. God willing I live that long, right? You never know what's going to happen. But then there's also the AMCs. There's also the options. I love options. There's so much you can do with different strategies. It's really interesting. But yeah, back in the day, I mean, you had to like look at the newspaper and listen to the radios to even know what the shares were trading at. That was that must have been an interesting time. Expect a pullback, folks. Yeah, if we do get a pullback, I was actually thinking about this. Like, I was imagining if we did get a pullback, what would it look like? And we've seen a couple of those pullbacks intraday. Let's see if we can go ahead and pull some up. Over this past rally, we've seen days where we were down and then we would just shoot up out of nowhere, right? So that's kind of what I would imagine it would look like if we did see that pullback. I don't think it would be like a sustained 10% down day or something, where you just go down and continue to go down throughout the day. I think you would see a bounce back, but that's healthy. You need to see those pullbacks. And I'm glad you said that, because people should expect a pullback. You should, expect the worst, hope for the best, always. I wouldn't expect it's going to open up another 20% higher. That's great if it does, but I expect it to be down 5 or 10%. That's what I'm mentally prepared for. So when it happens, it's like, hey, it'll probably come back throughout the day. So I'm glad you said that. How much is AMC going to? Really hard to tell. I mean, like, we've never seen this before. So I try not to just make statements that I have nothing to back up behind. Like this rally, when I was talking about this rally over the weekend and all that, I had a pretty decent argument to make. That's what I like to say. Like, it's not right, it's not wrong, but it's a decent argument to say, hey, this might happen. That's what happened. But when you're looking at the whole picture, it's like we've never really seen a community like this. Volkswagen never had a community like this. You've never seen this much attention to a stock. Everybody knows about AMC. If you don't know about AMC and you're in the stock market, you're not in the stock market. You are somebody that just 401ks, every week it comes out your check without you knowing about it. Those are the only investors that don't know about AMC right now. That's it. And I could make that statement. And I know that's the truth, right? If you're anybody that does anything in the markets, you know about AMC. So you've never seen that. And you've also never seen so many people, kind of goes with what I just said, that were in a stock that sold out of a stock that are going to jump back into a stock. A lot of this was not shorts covering. Maybe you've seen some small shorts covering, not even enough to move the needle and notice, but a lot of option activity, a lot of FOMO buyers. Not from you guys. I doubt you guys were FOMOing into the stock. Come on, let me know if you FOMOed in. That's fine. I mean, FOMO can be really good sometimes. It's usually a bad thing to do. I don't personally do it, or if I do, I have a risk defined strategy on how much I'm willing to lose, how much I'm gonna gain, whatever the case is. Let me know if you guys did FOMO in today. But a lot of the people that bought in over this last 2 weeks are people that sold out in here, right? This whole range, that people that bought in the 60s, 65, all that, and then sold out in the 40s, right? They took a loss. Now they see it going back up, and they want to ride the ship again. My personal take on it. That's kind of what I've noticed from a lot of people. I've known some people that trade stocks before, never too serious with it, but I think everybody kind of struggles with that a little bit, at least for certain periods. So I think that's what you're really seeing. I FOMO'd some $50 calls and made a nice 3K. Yeah, that's I feel like that's pretty normal if you trade options too. I definitely kind of FOMO'd into the options too, but I have it a risk defined strategy. That's really what I have to do in this market is set stop losses, because if I don't, things will kind of get away from me, and all of that. Like if I'm gonna set a stop loss too, I want it to be a pretty tight stop loss, but AMC is a different beast. That thing can move up and down dollars at a time. Viewer/like ratio is lackey. Hit the like button. Yes, hit the like button. I'm sure it is, huh? Yeah, we got to push this out. We got to get everybody ready, locked in, and prepared. And I don't know if you guys noticed too, right after AMC closed today, we actually went up about 2.5% when I was personally looking at it. I didn't sit there and look at it the whole time. But we were up about 2.5%. And after hours, we went down 45 cents, 1.53%. You have a lack of liquidity and trading in after hours, especially on a Monday. You're not close to expiration. People are not really exercising contracts right now. So comparatively throughout the day, you've seen a lot of volume heading into the close, right? This little boost and the close, but after the close, the volume drops off dramatically, going from, most of the time over 500,000 for volume, or a lot of the time over 1 million for volume every 1 minute, and then you're dropping off to 20, 30,000 for volume. Some minutes in the hundreds. That's you can't really take an after hours move too seriously. Really, what I'm trying to say, like 1.5% down does not foreshadow what we're gonna see tomorrow. I've learned that after getting excited a couple times about after hours moves, but it's really just the bid and the ask moving around. If during the day somebody's willing to buy it at $20, they're willing to sell it at $19.99 or $19.98, $99. You're going to have a one set spread. Well, if now somebody in after hours is willing to buy it at $22, somebody is willing to sell it at $19.50, you're going to come down a bit to try to fill some of those orders, and it messes up price discovery a lot. Say AMC will retrace, you will be banned from internet. Oh yeah. There we go. I like that one. No, we don't use those words. What does retrace even mean? Like, come on now. Never heard that before in my life. Are you still invested in Mullen? I'm glad you asked. That's a permanent ban. Eric Cuddle's gonna be on that ass. And then he's gonna come flying through in his Camaro and start revving in front of your house. It's good though. We still love you and all, but yeah. Mullen. I am. I sold those covered calls, and we can go over it because I want to be transparent with you guys on the moves that I make. So I really don't want to sell Mullen. Like, in a weird way, I think it could be something that takes some time. It could be something that takes a couple of years, but it could be like a Neo, right? Something that is overlooked for a long time and then becomes popular. Because on the grand scope of things, big time investors, people that with money that actually move the needle around for stocks, they don't know what Mullen Automotive is. I hadn't even heard of this until Super Show in a live stream said something about it. And then I looked into it, and I was like, why is this an EV company that is about to produce vehicles at a $30 million market cap? That's ridiculous, right? So, I think it's one of those things at this valuation. It could do very well in the next couple of years. You do face dilution that is coming eventually, and I'm fully prepared for that. But Mullen, as far as a trade is concerned, it will be good until dilution comes. That's the only thing that I can really say. Nothing's really going to stop this momentum, in my opinion, until they issue stock, until they dilute shares. Going to be triple or quadruple digits. Yeah. Yeah, I just think it's a attractive fundamental valuation. Honestly, at $80 million market cap, 86. If this company even delivers vehicles, it's going to be valued much higher than that. And we'll see. Q2, that's going to be the real test. Dilution's coming though. Be prepared for that if you are in it. But yeah, a way for me to take profits, because I spent $350 on this position. I really don't need to take profits, but if I can in the meantime, why not? I sold a Mullen $5 call for July 15th and sold 5 of them. I'm up $185. I sold them for $97 a piece. So I'll collect 5 times 97. Oh, what is that? Like 490? Something like that. 485. So I collected $485. I made $100 profit, and a worst case scenario, I have to sell my stock at $5 per share. And my whole philosophy is, if Mullen went over $5 per share, they're likely going to dilute stock anyways, or in between 5 and 10. They're not going to let this thing run to 30, 40, $50 without diluting. They have to raise capital soon. That's my honest opinion on it. But I do think it can be good. Just don't get caught. Mullen again, really pure distraction. AMC, bro, what the matter with you? I mean, there's a lot I could say with that, but I'm gonna try to be calm and collected here. But to think anybody is taking away from AMC is a flawed mindset to have in the investment world. That's never really going to move the needle, especially not with a subscriber base with 16,000 viewers and subscribers and 191 viewers. It's never going to make a difference. And to be honest, my bank account does not discriminate. I don't give a fuck if it's AMC. I don't care if it's I'm playing the bonds, I'm playing the SPY, I'm playing the QQQs, or fucking commodities. I don't care. All I want you guys to do is make money. You know, and no matter which way that happens, that's the ultimate thing. Nothing more than I want to see you guys all make millions of dollars. That would be the best birthday present. The best anything, right? And I mean, to be honest, a lot of people don't like talking about other stocks because they're afraid of the backlash they'll get, like you know. Mullen is a distraction. There's no distraction about it. Okay, look, I put $350 into this position. Technically, come July, if these expire worthless, I would have made $100 plus this whole market value and profit. I spent $350. That's nothing compared to AMC. I put 3-4 times that amount into options today, weekly options that move the needle much more than $350 in Mullen. It's not a distraction. You're not supposed to put all of your money into one stock regardless. Sorry to say that. I know people are not going to like that, but AMC, I think you definitely got more going for yourself because it's not a random stock. You actually have people backing it, but that's not how I personally invest. And I'm not going to, I'm not going to say sell AMC and then buy Mullen. I put $350 into it. Definitely a difference. Yeah, I think he is trolling. I see they want somebody here, paper hand, and buy Mullen. Yeah, I would never say that. Mullen is magnitudes more risky than AMC. Like, I can't even quantify how much more risky Mullen is compared to AMC. AMC is going to survive either way. What's your worst case scenario on a fundamental valuation, given what AMC is actually doing right now, right? Pull it up to the daily. Like, what's your worst case scenario? AMC is a different business than it was. Their profits are going to be better. Their revenue is going to be better. They have multiple streams of income that they didn't have, right? They're going to have crypto. They're going to do a lot with crypto and NFTs over time. Their potential credit cards, popcorn, just everything that they have announced. Investing in other companies. Like, AMC just doubled their money, if not more, in Hycroft Mining. Like, that's something new that AMC now has a potential to do. So you have to reward that with a higher valuation, right? Whereas Mullen, they're going to dilute stock sometime. I don't know when. I don't know if it'll be tomorrow or 2 months from now, but they will do that, and you will see another move down. Now, I don't think you're going to go back down to under $1 or under, $1.50, but you're going to see a move down. AMC is not going to half as from here as fast as Mullen will. I would never say to paper hand AMC for Mullen. And if people just know, like, hey, a small amount can do very well in some of these other more risky trades, that's fine. That's fine. I wouldn't expect people to put everything into one stock, no matter if it's Tesla or the S&P. Like, I wouldn't even put all my money into the S&P. That's crazy. Tyler, what's wrong with you? I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm jacked up from AMC rallying today. I've been excited all day. AMC is all I got. No, it's good. It's not like a bad thing to be all in AMC. Just, you want to diversify when definitely you can, once you're making a lot of money, from the squeeze or something else. But AMC has always offered a very attractive risk to reward, especially down here. AMC price this week is gonna be good. Yeah, I'm very excited. I mean, we hit my price target literally right in the middle the first day of trading. Like, I expected in between the 100-day and the 200-day moving average. That's what I said on Sunday, and we're almost perfectly in the middle. We're a little bit to the higher side, but I'll bet better than the lower side. AMC is safe because of the millions of bag holders. Fact. No, it's safe because well, nothing in the stock market is safe. Let's just put that out there. There's a possibility the S&P 500 would go down for 10 years, 15 years. It's happened before. Nothing is safe in investing. You're always going to have a degree of risk. Look at the Japan markets. They've never recovered to their highs from the 90s. There's always going to be risk. It's what kind of risk are you willing to take? What could logically happen? What could you see logically happen? And with AMC, there's an actual business. There's an actual business. And a lot of people don't talk about the fundamentals of AMC. So people think it's only just some random stock that people started to like and bought out there. It's a much different business. Think about it even like this. Like, their profit margins should be much higher this time around. AMC's profit margins were about 2% before the pandemic. 2% for any business is terrible, no matter what it is. 2%, dog shit terrible. That's because they were a legacy business. They've been around a long time. They had a lot of extra expenses and locations that were unprofitable. That was just an inconvenience to shut down. Sometimes the best decisions in life are ones that are forced upon you, that you really don't get a choice to do, right? That girl broke up with you. Great. It was a blessing, right? You met somebody else. Get it? With AMC, the COVID was actually somewhat of a blessing for AMC in the longer term sense. Once they get rid of debt, then I could formally say that, right? But they're going to have profit margins, maybe like Sinworld, or is it Sinmark? The other one that's not in the OTCs, like Sinmark. I believe it's Sinmark. Is it Sinmark or Sinworld? I don't know. I don't follow the other ones. Sinmark. Okay, the NASDAQ. And then Sinworld, I believe. Okay, yeah, Sinworld's on the OTC. Sinmark is on the NASDAQ. But Sinmark, get it, had 6% profit margins. Even in a bad year, had about 5% profit margins. 6 or 7% profit margins. I made a video about it. You could go look back if you cared that much to do that. But even Sinmark was 3 times more profitable than AMC was. Even though AMC did much more business. It doesn't have to be just because you're a bigger business, you're less profitable than your competitor that's 40% smaller than you or 50% smaller than you. Whatever the actual ratio is, doesn't have to be the case. So considering all that and everything else they've done, you have a certain degree of more safety there, as long as AMC can perform. You know, it's not safe by definition. Nothing is safe. I think Apple is one of the most unsafe stocks you could actually buy right now, given what's going on with it, at least in the short term. So nothing's you know, and I could rant, you know, so much about that, but we'll just leave it there. I am watching Lou 2.0. No, people say he's like my uncle, but that's all right. That's all right. That's why AMC is a great long position. Yeah, it's much different than a lot of these other stocks. Like Clove, would you rather buy AMC or Clove? Like some of these other stocks, or BlackBerry. Come on now. I had a BlackBerry in 5th grade. Come on. Out of your choices here that are potentially big runners, that do have high short interest, a lot of pessimism from retail, from hedge fund investors, institutional investors. AMC is by far the most attractive option there, by far. I can't even compare anything else. GameStop too, if they can get their NFT platform to market, and that can you know, become adopted by the public, that'll be really good too. But until that happens, you know, it's just a little bit different. Spell scam without AMC. Kidding. Damn, that is true. Why have I never heard that diss before? That should have been used a while ago. I've never heard that one. That's a good one if you're trying to diss AMC. I'm down bad and humble. Also, Yo Andes. Never heard of Yo Andes. I want to get married so bad, but Tyler already taken. Yeah. Not really taken, you know. So you need to read faster. I just like to talk. So maybe I should talk less. I'm very happy about that play. The money was for the process plant to refine the mine material. Raw doesn't matter. That is how mine is valued. Assets in the ground are assets. Yeah, and that's like from doing real estate, having rentals. It's like there's a certain valuation to the land is everything. Like that's what matters. Well, location. Everybody's heard that before, but especially with mining operations, that's what really matters. And that was even attractive on a risk to reward basis for AMC. Like, if I had billions, I would have just bought out the company and fucking mine that shit myself. They got $45 billion of assets in the ground. I don't care how long it takes. I'm going to make 45 Bs. Even if it's 80% operating margins, I'm still going to make 4 Bs on it. I'm good. That's fine. You know? It pumped today a bit. Oh, yeah. HYMC, yeah, made some moves today. I think it was up 80%. 81% and 11% in after hours, baby. So, I think this is, I don't want to say a guarantee of what AMC is going to do, but probably. I don't think you're going to see a lot of days where HYMC would be up, AMC would be down, or vice versa. They're kind of gonna start to trade the same because they're invested in each other. Not quite the same business, but they are invested in each other. So when HYMC goes up, AMC makes money, and that's kind of how the algorithms are gonna start looking at it. So I would really take the fact that HYMC is up almost 11% in after hours off first glance, that AMC is also gonna have a very strong day tomorrow. That's the quick reference I can make to that, honestly. Enough about Lou. Good night and good luck. Yeah, brother, we love you. We love you, and we hope you do well in AMC and everything else. It's all love. We're all here for the same reason. You know? AMC should buy Citadel. Wouldn't that be a plot twist? AMC acquired a stake in Citadel. Oh my god. What? How would you guys feel about that? I think that's a genuine question. How would you guys feel about that? What's better, AMC or Mullen for tomorrow? He says you're a beast. I think definitely AMC all day. But you know, Mullen's a cheap one. Like if you bought 100 shares of Mullen, it's like 200 some bucks. It's not gonna break the bank for most people, you know. So I think there's a way to trade that, but I'm not really a fan of dumping a lot of money into that just because I know dilution is coming right around the corner. So it's like a game of hot potato. Whereas AMC, you know, HYMC, if that's any indication, it's going to be a solid day tomorrow. Which, you know, it's likely to be a forward-looking indication. 81%, that's wild. Wild. 81% plus almost 11%. So what, that was like a 92% day overall? Jesus Christ. I should have listened to you guys when you said look into HYMC, get into that. Small amount there could have done that could have done good. So I see it's going to get going, bigger toots, we'll get 2 plus Eric Sprott is a great team leader for AMC. Yeah, I'm with it. I love the move overall that they did. Is it rope pulling HYMC is getting the gold? It covers the debt. Yeah, no, I don't think he would pull a. Who was it that invested in AMC for like a quick trade? The same people. Was it Millennium? Something like that. That they're actually going in on this investment with them or buying into the same investment they're in. And they're the same ones in December that traded the stock, made hundreds of millions in like 2 or 3 days, and then sold out and shorted the stock and lost all of it. Terrible, but yeah, I think it'll be good. I'm definitely a fan of the move. 60 would be nice. Oh man. 60 would be nice. I'll take 60. You know, just give us 100% day. Let us do what HYMC did. Just put us straight back to 60. Now that would be solid. Excellent place to be invested in these times. That's true. I mean, gold and really specifically gold. I actually like silver a little bit more because there's a less amount of it. I believe out there there's like 600 million ounces left, and there's a couple billion ounces of gold left or something like that. There's actually less of silver left in the world, and you should get Mudrick. Yeah, okay. It should be good, but gold has went up dramatically in the last 20 years. I mean, it's went up 10x. So if you had put everything into gold, you still did decent. Doing, buddy? Look at the candles, bigger daily booms coming. Yeah, and I think it's also pretty important to point out that we're not even close to seeing the volume levels that we used to see. Like we had 226 million for volume. A lot of that came in at the end of the day. But for a majority of the day, minus the last half an hour of the trading day, you only had 170 million shares that traded hands. So you added like an additional 55 million onto that. But you could see much higher volume. And even on days where we had lower volume, like this day, up 15% with 81 million shares, up 13% with 170 million. You know, you can see higher price increases with lower volume, it seems like now with AMC stock.
Dirk is a friend, not a fro. My Dirk held AMC in December 2019. Then he ladder up from the low 30s to high 30s before dipping out. Make no mistake, they helped ladder us up. Yeah. I really don't have a huge opinion. Like, I don't hate them or, but yeah. If you look at it like that, then definitely, I could see that point. Bro, you don't want to answer that. AMC will go tomorrow. Oh, I'm not specifically ignoring everything. I just, when the name's green, like holder of the shares, it sticks right out at me, and I make sure to see those ones. Some comments I just don't see, but what AMC will go to tomorrow. Like, predicting AMC is very tough in the very short term. Like, sometimes I'll make bold claims that'll be right. Sometimes I'll be wrong. We were right this week. We're seeing the rally. We're halfway in between my price target. My price target was 33.27 by the end of the week. Then again, I didn't expect a 45% day today. So things, you can kind of tell the overall trajectory, but very hard to tell on a day-to-day basis. I'll be happy if we go to the 200-day moving average tomorrow, and then chill out for a couple days and then make the next big move up, because you're not going to see a straight move up until you do see all the shorts covering or something. And even back here, like, take into consideration that these moves that we've seen, that was definitely too much. We've seen a lot of big days, like 24% day right here. We chilled out for a while, even came down a little bit, 13%. 13%, 19%, 19%, 35%, went down 1.51%, up 22.66%, up 95%, down 18, and then that's where it kind of chilled out. So, we've seen that 30% day. If we could see a 20% day tomorrow, or a 10 or even 15% day tomorrow, that's a win. Even if we see a flat day tomorrow, that's still a win, because that big move is going to come as we inch up, and then you finally get that 95% day or that 100% day. That's where you're going to see a majority of the actual move. Like, if we can get to $50, $40, $50, and then see a 100% move, boom, that's all-time highs. You're getting into 4-share liquidation mode, and then you're likely to see it just continue from there. So as long as, honestly, my honest answer, as long as we don't crater tomorrow, which is not even possible in my personal opinion, given what's going on in the markets, unless something fucking crazy happens, Russia uses a nuke, then forget what I said here. That doesn't even matter anymore, right? If you see a black swan event, then doesn't matter. But as long as we don't crater, even if we go down 3%, that's a win in my eyes. The more we can hold up these gains an inch higher until we get that 100% day, that's what I'm really waiting for. That's when you will see the real margin calls kick in. That's where you turn a GameStop move, a $15 stock or whatever it was trading at, $4, I think at the lowest, to $3.50. It's not all just, let's go see. It's not all 40% days to back. It's a lot of wins over and over again with consolidation days, and then those big ass moves. 100% at $100. I mean, you're gonna move a lot, right? Like GameStop the first time around, 12% move to the positive, flat on the day, up 57%, up 27%, down 11%, up 11, down 0.5%, up 10, up 51, up 18, up 92. And then that's where you start to get crazy, up 135%. And then the next day, you ended up closing down 44%, but that's the day you actually went buck shit crazy, And that those wicks are just fucking nutty. But yeah, you guys kind of get the idea. Even if you see those consolidation days, they usually lead up to a bigger green day. So I think there's going to be a lot of action this week, and I think we could potentially go really high by the end of the week. Yeah, I remember squeezing MOASS is very different. Yeah, and I think really the only not the only difference, but I think a big difference in that is like a normal squeeze, not all the shorts cover. It's not a snowball effect that crushes everyone. A MOASS like event crushes everyone. Everyone in GameStop got crushed. Everybody in AMC last time around got crushed on their positions. But they still weren't all forced to cover. The big guys weren't necessarily forced to cover. What's different now? Well, there's a lot more strict collateral requirements. We've went over the rule changes over the last year. There's a higher margin rate. I've even seen the margin rate go up. The Fed is not accommodative, so it's not like you're expecting rates to stay low. You're expecting rates to continue to go higher, and those short positions start to hurt you even more on that margin. So there's a lot of differences now that are better for us this time around than last time around. But yeah, it's really when do we get to that key level where a lot of those margin calls turn into, hey, we don't have enough money, we're gonna have to cover on this position, it's gonna suck, but we got to get out of this. We have no choice. That's the thing. Do they have a choice or do they not have a choice? And I think this time around they will not have a choice. I don't see a scenario where you'll be able to take a 10x loss with, the cost to borrow rate is going to be in the hundreds of percents again, if not, multi-hundreds. The Discord are going to be raving this week. I'll be in a track if we get to 500 a share. There we go. Yeah, 500 a share. Yeah, dude. Imagine those options. What would that even look like? I think $100. $100 is 10,000 per option. Yeah, 10,000 per option. So, $500 from here, you're going to make like 45 grand off of each. Well, more than that, like 48,000 pretty much off of each option from these levels if we went to 500. You go higher than that, you start to get into real crazy shit. Y'all on Discord, or is it it's Discord, but it's basically like the trading community, the trading group. Big Blue's in there. We've been hitting some nice trades over the past couple of months. This one, let me see where this one closed. We played Dave and Buster's too for earnings. Not that one. Play. And that one looks like it's gonna hit tomorrow. Down, 8.28%. Could get rocked even more though. Where is it at? It's down here in about $39. But I had $35 puts on it, so we'll see. We'll see. 100% gain. Yeah, I mean that's possible. And I think it's good too. We didn't see those halts. At one point, we were kind of it felt like we could have got halted. Like we were kind of like borderline. Like if this would have continued, we likely, would have started to get close to those halts. Or was it this? There was one point where it just kind of went straight up. A couple times actually, but if you just see these slow kind of melt ups, then you won't necessarily have to see volatility halts. It's when the shorts actually start covering, that's when you're going to see volatility halts. And that's probably a good way to gauge if shorts are covering, at least to what extent, is the volatility halts that you'll see. When the stock price starts to just, gap up, like when shorts are truly covering. I've seen this on a lot of other stocks in the last 5 years. When shorts cover, you'll get that huge gap up, volatility halt. Sometimes you won't even be able to trade, and the markets will halt up again because everybody's trying to cover and get out of those positions as fast as possible. or even if you're unhalted for a couple minutes and then you halt again, that's an indication of shorts covering. That's really the biggest thing I would say to see if shorts are covering. Your highest for AMC. We've just never seen it before. So it's really hard to tell. What I like to say is whatever you're comfortable with. If you this is not like directly what I would do, but if you bought 100 shares of AMC, you could sell up to 5, like 1 to 5, to get your initial investment back. By all means, I'm not going to argue with you for doing that. That's the smart thing to do. Make sure you get your initial investment back whenever you feel confident to do so. Like if you got to sell out half your position to get your initial investment back, I'm personally not going to do that. If I could sell 3 shares to get my initial investment back, I'm probably going to do that. And then I really don't have an opinion after that where it'll go to. It's hard to come to a conclusion on that. Like if anybody says they know exactly how high it'll go, they're lying to you because nobody knows that. Like they say on Wolf Wall Street, Matthew McConaughey says, he says, I don't care who you are, Warren Buffett or somebody else, you don't know what the stock's going to do, if it's going to go up or down or spin in circles, fugazi, all that shit. Nobody knows. But I know what I can do, and I know that it's going to be good. Like the data here is insane. I really can't find a bearish case for AMC right now. And in general with AMC specifically, the only kind of bearish case that I can make around this potential rally, to be fully transparent with you guys, is if something else happened in the world, like a nuke went off or a chemical weapon. I would kind of put my expectations to the side on AMC that day if something like that happened. I don't know if that'll happen. That's the biggest uncertainty right now, in my personal opinion. Everything else is pretty much accounted for, but that's ultimately a good thing, because even if something like that happens, who cares? It's not going to derail AMC completely. It's going to halter things, but it's not like AMC issuing stock. That's a fucking nail in the coffin. That's a big hit to get over. It's not on the same comparisons. SNDL. Yeah. We rock it Wednesday 50 plus. That will be a very good. That will be very good. Do you think they might try to hit us on Friday? Like drop us on Friday? With this level of option activity, I think it's kind of going to be hard to. You're like really going against the tide. Like they say, don't fight the Fed. There's a couple of those sayings, like don't fight the Fed. The markets can remain irrational longer than you can remain solvent. Things like that. It's like you don't want to fight the trend. Like you don't want to be that guy unless you can see like you're at the top, things are slowing down. You're, depending on the trade, it's different. Obviously, not everything's going to be a short squeeze rally, but yeah, I think it's pretty hard to go against this what you're seeing right now. I personally wouldn't do it. I would not be buying puts on AMC even if I was not in this community. No way in hell. Max pain is 18. It's pointless. They will delta hedge this week again. Yeah, and the more activity you see on those options, the more of that momentum to the upside you're going to see, especially on the weeklies. I mean, you have to see that hedging just so rapid that it comes pretty damn fast. Let's take a look at the Ortex data. Let's see if anything did revise as far as the option activity. That's something I like to pay close attention to because it just tells you, like, look even now. Holy shit. Guys,
fuckers better be excited, baby. Woo! Look at that. Today, literally today, 253 institutional orders totaling $484.75 million. That is like 4 to 5 times, if not more, of, well, probably about 10 times more than the average week of AMC. About 10 times the amount. Usually you'll see like 40 million for dollar amounts going into AMC during this whole time. That's it. You're seeing $500 million going into AMC options today from institutional investors that are not covering, that are just trading options. So it's very exciting. Like, look at this. April 14th, $45 call. They paid $331 for this. So I'll tell you right now, they bought these options towards the end of the day. Like, they probably didn't flip out of these options. They're probably holding these. Their break even is $48.31 by April 14th. Look at that. $60 call. And they spent $245,000 on that trade. That single trade. $60 call. Spent $219. Spent a piece, that's $62.19 break even. $33,000 on that trade. Likely the same institution. And then April 14th, they're laddering into this. I like that. April 14th, $30 call. Spent $587 per option, so a break even of $35.87, and they spent $117,000 on that position. Look at that. $45 call. I just went over that. $30 call. Is it the same institution that is doing this? They're all coming in like the same minute intervals. Look at this. What the fuck is happening? Whoa, that's crazy, honestly. You don't see that like that. Look, a 145 to 145 call positions for January 2023. They paid $295 per option. They spent $220,096 $100 a piece. So, you know, about $500,000 on $145 calls for 2023. 1, 2, 3, 4. April 14th, $25 call positions for $134,000, almost $200,000, $119,000, $122,000, and $30,000 for a $40 call position as well. This is nuts. This dollar amount is ridiculous. Honestly, I'm very excited after seeing this. Weeklies, April 1st. $40 call and $30 call. Spent $29,000 on the 40 and spent $205,000 on the $30 call. And then another $30 call for $101,000. More 145 calls for about another $500,000. April 14th, $30 call for $308,000. $45 call for April 14th for $250,000. $211,000 for a $30 call. Just all of this is basically call activity with massive dollar amounts behind it. We're not going to sit here and go through all of this because, I mean, there's a lot to look at. But I look at this on a daily basis, and you don't see that kind of money flowing into call options on AMC stock on any given day. I'm just an island boy trying to make it. That's a good one. That's a banger, bro. I'm just an island ape trying to squeeze it. I'm just an island ape. Yes, $100 soon. Oh man, those options are gonna print, baby. That's going to be nice. That's going to be solid. We haven't even had help from the market yet. Wait till 3% on QQQ day. And that's what I'm talking about. I like the way you think. That's exactly what I was saying earlier as well. You know, if the markets are green as well,
Yeah, that's gonna be a big deal. If I mean, these talks go well even tomorrow, could be another decent day. But today was really red for a lot of the day. I mean, the S&P, I believe everything did close positive, but it was very choppy for most of the day. Yeah, Nasdaq was up 1.31%, but everything was way lower than that. Nasdaq was barely positive for some points of the day, like up 0.3% when I was looking at it earlier. Kenny became an ape. I mean, I don't know how anybody would feel. Like, how would you feel about that? AMC invested in Citadel. Be like, what? The biggest curveball ever. Negative beta. That too. That does play somewhat of a role in it. But like I sit there and watch the 1 minute candles, and like in here, right, when the news came out about the Russian oligarch that was poisoned, that was this move where the markets pretty much dropped straight down to this daily support level, bounce back up, these wicks right here, and that's why I like to watch the 1 minute so much. You know, you could see the obvious support level here, you know, like 152. But nonetheless, when this happened, AMC also took a candle at the same time. You know, so it's not like a direct, you know, SPY goes down, AMC goes up. It's still like SPY comes down, AMC comes down as well, but not as much. It doesn't have to be as much of a drastic correlation. You should stream during market hours, Tyler. Yeah, that would be fun. That would be fun. Shoot, I just yeah, there's see, we could probably do it. The only thing that I wouldn't want happen is like you know, people trading like excessively, like and that's not really the word. I'm trying to find the right word, but like, you know, if I go in with a strategy, it's like not a recommendation, so I'm not going to tell you what to do, but you know, if people don't do the right thing and they're kind of going off of what I do, then that could be a liability concern, and it might piss a lot of people off. So I you know, the trading aspect of it would just be tough, I feel like. You know, because if I make a trade and I set a stop loss where I'm willing to lose $20 on a trade, but I put $1,000 into that trade, or 500 or whatever the number is, like I did with AMC today, you know, I put like $500-600 into that trade, and I had a $20 stop loss on it. So like if people didn't do that same thing, maybe they would lose $200. You know, AMC, it didn't lose money today. It actually did very well, but that's the only concern that I would have with that. And then also, like, you know, when you're calling out specific trades, you can make individual options go up a lot, and then, you know, there's a little bit of liability concerns, but we could do it. It would just have to be a clear disclosure. Like, I would have to be very clear about it. And reason I even say that, and I even have that kind of concern, is you know, I made videos about like the last time, like during this March saga, like the end of February or mid-February, whenever I was talking about the markets were likely to come down in a substantial way. I like went over my positions that ended up doing very well. Like they did well. The markets did come down. I was a little bit early, but it worked out. But I had some people, specifically one person, I don't remember their name. I think it was a female. I'm not trying to call you guys out. Females are statistically better traders than males. There are far fewer of them, but statistically they are very good. But this specific female, she said she listened to me, and she put in like $15,000 into puts that were like 2 weeks out. And I'm like, I never said to do that. I never said that. Like, I showed my trade. It was like 2 months out. I did not do 2 weeks. And I assume they lost all their money. And it's like, I would never do that. So that's kind of some of the issues that would have on that. But I do want to, and we are going to. I just need to get like the disclaimers up and all that. I really just don't have the disclaimers up. Mullen came back after hours tomorrow. Would be fun. Yeah, Mullen did make a little bit of a move, huh? How much though? Damn it. Yeah, up 3% in after hours. Yeah, that's like a 7%, 8 almost. Yeah, like my math's fucked up. It's been a long day. 7% day. Stay an island girl, trying to trade, yeah. Trying to YOLO. Oh. Man, you guys see that interview on what is it? Who is it? Like Logan Paul's podcast. I didn't even know he had a podcast, but they brought the Island Boys on there, and he said they asked him like, what do you plan to do after this? Like, are you like investing your money or like putting some away? And they got offended. Like, I thought that was a pretty logical question. Coming from, I guess, a finance dude that loves this shit. I don't know. I was like, I kind of wanted to know. Don't worry, you can't please everyone. I like you because you're real. Try to be. I like what I do, like when I cook at the restaurant, right? My philosophy is, if I will not pick up whatever I am making and take a fat ass bite, I'm not going to serve it. I'm not going to say anything that I wouldn't tell my mom, that I wouldn't tell somebody very close to me in my real life. That's the philosophy that I'll stick with, no matter what it is. If I wouldn't do it, whether it's food or say it to somebody else, I'm not going to tell it to you guys. That's my biggest thing. Like, the last thing I want is to be bullshitted to. Time and hands. Yeah. That's funny. According to the size of the Boom Boom Crab, scientists say hundreds coming real soon. Yeah, that does make a lot. Yeah, that does make a lot of sense. I mean, I could see the math there. Paper hand cores, did he sell? Oh man. Why is Newegg ripping less than 1% short? There was a rumor about them partnering with Amazon, and I doubt that would be the case. It's possible, but they're kind of like, I wouldn't say they're like competitors, but kind of. I said it was possible we 10x this week. If like history did fully repeat itself, we have the same. So check it out. Since you do watch the videos, but maybe you didn't see this part of it. The formations here, right? So you had come down, trickled down, right? Not good. You come down to this low level around $15 per share, which was a pretty bad point comparatively to where we were just not long ago. $32 December 21st, coming January 28th, we're down to $15. You lost 50% in this short time period. Well, you come up, you see these little bounces, these little humps, and then you come down to lower lows, right? And then we started to see that rally, right? So keep this in mind. Picture this in your mind, right? And we'll even make it a little bit bigger so it's a lot easier to see. Picture this in your mind. And then go to January. Oops. Almost the same exact chart. And, you know, a lot of the price action in stocks is done by algorithms, right? So you come down, it's not good for this period of time. You're pretty much straight down. You go from that high of $7 down to $2, right? In the month before that, you went from about 5 to 2. And then you come down, you hit that really bad low, you bounce up a couple times. This extra bounce right here is the only real difference in these charts. But, you know, depending how you put these candles, you can make it look a certain way if you want to. But you get these bounces, technically like 3, I guess, if you want to call it that. And then you come down to a lower low, and then you start to make moves to the upside. That's the situation here, as well as, you know, the 50-day, 100-day, and 200-day moving averages. I talked about that as well. Don't want to get into that right now because it's pretty straightforward, but it'll just take too much time rather than it's worth. That's what's possible. Now it's Monday. We're up 45%. Like, it's very possible we could 10x. You know, I wouldn't, you know, put my money out there that we're not going to 10x. Because shit, 45%. I didn't even expect that the first trading day. So anything's possible here. But yeah, it's the same exact damn near setup that we are seeing right now. That's not to say it doesn't have to play out the same way, but I think it goes to show it's playing out the same way at this point. And then you also have a lot of other factors now that are a lot better comparatively to then, like the margin rates, the Fed, the credit tightening, whereas back then it was money was everywhere. They were printing money just like nobody's business. And we have higher volume, right? Yeah, and actually you want to see lower volume and then head into higher volume, like kind of what we're seeing right now. The fact that you can get these strong days, like 15% positive off 81 million shares that trade hands, that's a big sign that a lot of people are holding, and it's not going to take as much volume to get those big moves. Like 226 million for the day. Like if we even seen 100 million tomorrow, we could still be up 15 to 20%. You know, if we seen 300 million, imagine what that's going to do. Or 500,000, or go back to June. If you seen 1 billion shares trade hands in a day, what do you think that's going to do? Or 757 million. Well, that's going to be another over 100% day. So it's looking really damn good right now. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. We did go some encore today. So like the video if you guys have not. I do appreciate that. Hopefully push this out to as many people as possible. And all of that good stuff. Subscribe to the channel if you guys have not already. Get those free stocks with Mumu. I don't say it for no reason. Buy yourself some extra AMC. If you want more free stock, virtually deposit $1, get 3 free stocks as well as a free share of NEO. Sell those free stocks like I personally did. Buy yourself some AMC. Get more exposure if you guys do want to. The process is pretty quick on that as well. If you guys want to come trade with us as well, link down below in the description as well as in the pinned comment of the last video. Come join Big Blue CNC and Vlog and myself over there. Not sure exact names of anybody else that is in there, but definitely a great place to be. So you guys enjoy the rest of your night, and I'll see you tomorrow on the moon, baby.